I'm Jeff Brandon along with Alan Raleigh, and we'd like to welcome you to a very important Norristown High School basketball game. Tonight, the Eagles taking on the Ghosts of Abington in what is their final regular season contest. And Alan, coming into this ball game, the Eagles 19-2 overall, 14-1 in Suburban One League play, and they have already clinched the National Conference Colonial Division title, beating out this Abington team, which finished in second place. And before we talk about this game, which should be a barn burner, if all indicators are correct, we're going to have a special ceremony here this evening honoring Norristown's star scorer, Ken Cool.
That's right. Kenny Cool, of course, for anyone who hasn't noticed, has broken the all-time Norristown scoring record previously held by the great Henry Williams. And, you know, Kenny Cool, it's also to be pointed out, comes into this game, he's only 56 points shy of breaking the all-time area scoring mark. That was set by Upper Marion's John Lukowitz between 1964 and 1967. That's when he was starring in school. As you can hear the public address announcer getting ready to introduce Ken Cool. George Wortlip, the athletic director here at Norristown, handling the duties.
And folks, what we'll try to do is, since the public address system probably doesn't carry well over to your TV sets, we'll try and just repeat what George has to say this evening. I believe he's going to honor the senior players here first. Number 31, Joel Jones, the starting center for Norristown, the first player to be recognized. Number 42, Kamal Stevens, who has seen some role playing this year.
And Jeff, I think this is a real nice touch. They're coming out with one of their parents, too. See Joe Jones' mom there.
And there, of course, number 30, Ken Cool, the star shooting guard for the Eagles, with his mom and dad. And now being congratulated by head coach John Cresswell. And George Ortlip now asking the crowd for a big round of applause to recognize that Suburban One championship. And Alan, that's the first championship since what, 84, 85, was it?
That's exactly it, Jeff.
And now there's going to be the special recognition for Ken, and well-deserved it is, Alan. 4-year starter for Norristown High, 4-year player, I believe, at the end of his freshman year.
Broke into the starting lineup.
Yep, was definitely the sixth man. That's right. Looks like we have a little presentation to be made here. This year, and still working on even further, broken the career high scoring record for Norristown High School by Henry Williams for about 15 years. And a big round of applause for Ken Cool. And Alan, Henry Williams finished his career at Norristown 1,547 points.
And he did that in 3 years.
Outstanding player. And Ken is now receiving a board commendation from the Norristown Area Board of School Directors. Sort of reminiscent of the Dr. J tribute she got used to in Dr. J's final year in the NBA.
You mean Grover Washington's going to do a song tonight?
That's right.
Oh. And they're going to wheel in the car any second, right?
Yeah, they stretch Lincoln.
Yeah.
Ken now being recognized by one of the Norristown assistant coaches here this evening. And he's just been presented with a collage of clippings from the Times Herald. If you've been following the local papers, Kenny has been plastered all over them. Ken now receiving a plaque from the Norristown area high school. And in addition to the plaque that Ken will be taking home with him to mount on his wall, one will be displayed here permanently in the trophy case of the Norristown Area High School Athletic Wing. And now we have a presentation from the cheerleaders. It looks like the cheerleaders have an autographed basketball from all of them, and a kiss, and another kiss, and balloons.
Boy, this is a tough job.
And another kiss, and a basketball.
I think Ken's running out of hands there, Jeff.
Yeah, that's why he brought his parents tonight. Take home the loot. George Ortleb said we tried to get him a car, but we couldn't get it into the gym. So in lieu of a car, Ken gets a sling. Now, folks, let's turn to the situation at hand. You wonder if that's a little bit distracting for the players. They warm up for 10 minutes, then they sit for 10 minutes during the ceremonies. I mean, certainly well-deserved for Ken, but may play a factor here in the beginning of this ball game.
I think you're absolutely correct there, Jeff. That normally is the case. Players come out of the locker room, they know they have X number of minutes to get ready, they sit down on the bench and the game gets underway. And sometimes this proves to be a distraction. But the thing you have to also remember is that it's not only Norristown that's being affected, Abington had to sit for the same 10 minutes.
And you see this is very smart. They're letting the players warm up again. They're bringing them out to shoot around some more. And I think that's a very smart move. I saw John Cresswell talking with Jim Wilkinson before the game, and I'm sure that was one of the things that they were discussing, that they wanted the players to come back out and loosen up again. Traditionally, they have the starting lineups. They bring the starting players out, announce them over the public address system. But I think this is a smart move by the coaches. And
they're giving them about 3 more minutes to warm up out here. You know, one more thing with Kenny Coole's record. I don't think you can ever overlook the magnitude of such a record, especially when you consider Kenny Coole broke into the Norristown lineup. It was about Christmas time, right before Christmas time, early December of his freshman season, a rarity nowadays. You don't see too many freshmen playing high school hoops. And I remember at that time we were doing the games here with Bill Werkheiser, the former Eagles coach, as our analyst. And he had told us all along that there was this guy you had to see, a kid he called him, skinny but a great outside shooter on the JV team, and that he was going to be up soon. And he constantly had glowing appraisals of Kenny Coole's play on the JV level, and Kenny Coole's lived up to everyone's expectations.
You know, I think it's funny that you brought that up. We really didn't discuss this before the game, but I thought this afternoon of that very same thing, sitting here with Bill Werkheiser, and I remember Ken came to a game. He was in 7th grade at East Norton, and he was sitting right behind us here at courtside. And Bill turned to us and he says, you see that kid up there? He's going to be a star for Norristown High someday. And that was prophetic. Bill couldn't have been any more right, because Ken has become the ultimate star, the all-time scoring leader for the Eagles. And I remember that night, that was 6 years ago. I remember like it was yesterday. He said, this kid can shoot.
And you know, Coach Werkheiser said that Henry Williams was the greatest player he ever had the opportunity of coaching. And Kenny Coole, the boy that he projected, a boy I'm saying because in his 7th grade he predicted stardom for him, went on to eclipse Henry Williams' scoring record that stood for 15-some years. I mean, that's quite a tribute.
Yeah, Henry Williams, certainly a different style player than Ken Coole. Henry was 6'5", had the muscle and the bulk to go inside, but he still had a soft touch from the outside.
I mean, I'm sure that people are going to say, oh, Kenny Coole played 4 years. Kenny Coole had the advantage of the 3-point shot, but it doesn't matter. It still means you have to put the ball up and sink it through the hoop, and that's all that counts. How you get the points doesn't matter. And Kenny Coole, should also be pointed out, didn't play on the powerhouse teams that Henry Williams enjoyed the luxury of back in the early 70s. You know, going back to the game in hand, key game for Norristown, they already wrapped up the Suburban 1 title, at least in the Colonial Division. However, you have to point out that their one league loss came at the hands of Abington, at Abington in overtime. The only other loss, of course, coming in the finals of the Triangle Club tournament over Christmas time to Plymouth Whitemarsh. And this is a game you want to finish off your regular season with a flourish heading into the playoffs.
Absolutely. We talked about this at our last home game. when Norristown defeated CB East, and we said they had 3 games remaining, and it was so important, even though it looked like the Eagles were going to come up with the championship, so important to play well in those final games because you don't want to let down leading into the playoffs. You want to go in strong and with confidence, and that's what they've accomplished. If they can pull this game out tonight, I think they're going to go in really pumped up into the District 1 playoffs.
And of course, a victory tonight, another 20-game winning season for Norristown and Coach John Cresswell.
Well, this very well could have been a perfect season for Norristown. The 2 games that they lost were winnable. I mean, as you said, Abington in overtime, and PW with a triangle tournament. The Eagles had already beaten the Colonials once this year, and they felt it, and they had a lackluster evening.
And you know, this is a Norristown team that you almost have to sit here, and despite being 19-2, you have to say, I wonder how good they could have been if Binky Johnson hadn't gone down with a leg injury and missed almost 3/4 of the season, if Priest Ramsey and a few others didn't suffer through some academic problems at times. I mean, they've had their injuries, yet it just shows you how deep this Norristown squad was at the beginning of the season. This is the first time I can recall in a good 6 or 7 years that Norristown's John Cresswell has been able to look down his bench and pull that 8th or 9th player and still get some quality minutes out on the floor.
Absolutely. And some of the fellas that have come off the bench to perform so outstandingly, we'll talk about those guys as the game progresses. There are a number of them. Howard Flowers, Richard Mayers, some great performances this year. Let's give you the starters, though, for Abington. Number 41, Dave Watts. Number 23, Jason Hughes. Number 45, Chris Coles. Number 11, Chuck Grasty. And number 13, Jeff Carlitz. And now for the home Eagles. Starting at power forward, number 34, Michael Evans. Number 31, Joel Jones, will be your starting center. Number 40, Jeff Thompson, will be your other forward. It's kind of tough to delineate between Evans and Thompson. They both play similar ball games at the forward position. Number 13, Howard Flowers, will be your point guard, and number 30, Ken Cool, will round out the starting 5 for the Eagles.
And of course, Abington, coached by Jim Wilkinson. He's been there, I guess, a good 20 years. He was one of the original Big Three when Werkheiser, Hank Stoffco, and Jim Wilkinson were leading their respective schools and dominating Suburban 1 and District 1 play.
You talk about the Ghosts being 12-3 in Suburban 1 League play, and it's an off year for them.
This is a rebuilding year. Their top player, of course, graduated, Jerome Comer, from last season, and yet you see what happens when you have good coaching. Jim Wilkinson, as does John Cresswell, gets the most out of the talent of his players.
And of course, both of these teams are headed to the playoffs this year. Abington wins the tap. Jason Hughes holds it up for Carlitz. Hughes moves around. Michael Evans almost turns the ball over, but the Ghosts retain possession. Hughes looks to the baseline, whips it outside. There's a three-pointer. It's up and good. Nothing but net for a number 11, Chuck Grasty. And Allen automatically full court pressure from Abington. Jeff Thompson brings it across the midcourt line, and Ken Cool takes possession for the Eagles, sets the offense. So the Ghosts strike early with a three-point play, Allen. Thompson from the lane. What a soft touch he has. I tell you, if you give Jeff Thompson anything inside the paint, you might as well count it before it leaves his hand.
He has been the biggest surprise as far as I'm concerned this season with Norristown. I mean, people had high hopes for him, but he has just really blossomed into a star player.
Great leaper, great rebounder, and a superb shot blocker.
Just an excellent athlete. Turnover that time.
Travel call. That time the ball got up on the shoulder. And we still see the full court pressure here. Nice play that time by Jones to drop off to Howard Flowers. Flowers has really done an admirable job filling in for Binky Johnson, and those are not small shoes to fill.
Especially at the point guard position.
Lob inside. Watts is all over Joel Jones. Of course, it'll be a non-shooting foul. Flowers over to Evans. Evans drives the baseline, finger roll. I'll tell you, Abington's going to have to do a better job of shutting off that baseline, or the Eagles will eat it up all night.
Strong move to the hoop that time by Evans. Very explosive first step.
Score 4-3. Tap away. Flowers comes away with it on the break. Goes up for the layup. Blocked cleanly by Grasty. What a play.
Oh, Grasty out of control that time.
Abington throws it away, but it's off of Joel Jones. Boy, that was a quick exchange there. Neither team seemed to want the ball. Three-pointer again from Grasty.
Well, Grasty that time, somebody blew their defensive assignment. He was left wide open on the left side of the key. As you said, his second three-pointer, and he's accounted for all of Abington's points here.
So the score is 6-4. Abington up by 2 with 5:45 to play in the first quarter. Cool touches the ball, turns it over. Grasty with a steal. Nice pass. Good look inside, but Michael Evans with the steal. And the Eagles turn the ball over.
I'll tell you, Grasty is just controlling the tempo of this ball game, both offensively and defensively. That's the third turnover he's come up with at the Eagles' end.
Eagles playing a man-to-man defense right now, Alan.
Well, they match up well with Abington.
Carlett's off the heel of the rim, no good. There's the outlet to Evans. Charge. That was a good call.
Absolutely. Number 45 that time, Chris Coles, had position, just waited for the charge.
And I've heard it rumored that if Norristown can beat Abington tonight, they would get the second seed in the district playoffs, which is also very important to consider here for this ball game.
And of course, that means you're automatically insured the home court advantage for your first ball game.
Boy, talk about a rainbow. That time, number 41, Dave Watts, put up a soft shot from 6 feet. Cool with the floater. He's hacked. Shot won't go, but he'll go to the line.
Foul on Chuck Grasty that time, his first.
I'm sure that's somebody that Jim Wilkinson doesn't want to lose. If the Eagles can draw one more on Grasty, they might have to put him on the bench for a while. Cool, an excellent free throw shooter, as you might expect. He cuts the Abington advantage to 3. And as Cool makes his second, the Ghosts lead by 2, 8-6, 4:39 to play in the first quarter. Look inside the Watts.
Coles missed a shot and Jones pulling down the board.
Thompson into the lane, won't go. This time it's going to be blocking. Called on number 41, Dave Watts. That's his second foul. I tell you, think about next year's Norristown squad. I mean, kind of tough to look ahead when you've got so much promise left in this season with the playoffs still ahead. But you've got Thompson, Binky Johnson, Howard Flowers all coming back.
You have the core of the group, except you're losing your starting center, Joel Jones, and of course your high scorer for the past 3 seasons, Kenny
And you've
Cool.
got Evans coming back too. Another important player. And there's the substitution. Watts takes a seat on the bench. Number 43, Andy Lackman, comes into the ball game. Thompson knocks home both free throws to tie the game at 8. So the Eagles getting half their points tonight from the line already. The look inside. Hughes couldn't get it. Grasty dishes off, won't go, and Thompson with the rebound. Cool looks for the pick, nothing there. Evans takes it inside, spin move, won't go. Rebound pulled down by Lockman. Nice play that time by Jason Hughes to push the ball up court, gets the layup, puts his team up by 2. Jeff Thompson trying to catch up to that leading pass, whipped the ball up and almost went into one of the baskets that has been rolled up for the evening. Cole. Cole's shot won't go. Jeff Thompson in there along with Joel Jones. Jones was a little ticked off that time at Cole's.
Jones tried to wrestle the ball away that time from Cole's. Oh, they're saying it's a non-shooting foul.
Oh, nice look inside. I tell you, Hughes had the easy bucket. Couldn't convert, though. The Eagles come away with the rebound and a foul on the play, I believe, on Jason Hughes.
Yes. Foul out of frustration.
So the score is still 10-8, 3:10 to play in the quarter. They look for Evans. Cool has it slapped away. I tell you, Carlitz was all over him. Well, Jeff Carlitz is inside Ken Cool's jersey. Non-shooting foul, although the next one won't be. Yeah, no, I think it's this one. That was the 5th team foul. So Ken will go to the line shooting 1-1 this time. But I think this is something that the NBA needs to think about, bringing back the 1-1 situation. Hate to detract. Cool sinks the first, and it adds something to the drama of the game. You have no opinion, I see.
I'm just going to let you drown here.
Cool sinks the second. So the score tied at 10. Carlitz has it knocked away by Flowers. Good defense by Flowers. And the foul is going to be on Howard Flowers. Scoreboard is incorrect. Hughes short, rebound by Lockman. He puts it in for 2. Flowers beats the pressure. Cool looks to Evans, spin move, he's buried, manages somehow to get it to Joel Jones, who knocks it home. Boy, I tell you, that was an interesting play. Score tied at 12.
Foul that time is going to be on Joel Jones. He's really been jockeying for position down there with Pools, and that time he gave him a flagrant elbow.
And John Cresswell quickly tells Joel to take a seat on the bench, brings in Richard Mayers, who has done well off the bench this year for Norristown. Carlitz won't go. Shot was long, up the Flowers, stolen by Grasty.
That's his 3rd steal in the first quarter.
Grasty loses the handle. Eagles back into their man-to-man defense. Grasty had a forced shot that time. Eagle defense forced him to change his shot in midair. Oh, nice look to Myers. Pardon me, Richard Mayers with the basket. And Abington throws the ball out of bounds on the inbound pass. Now, I caught myself once already. I called him Richard Myers. It's Richard Mayers. Richard brought this to our attention about a week and a half ago, and we apologized to him. So let me give him due credit for that fine basket, and give Howard Flowers great credit for a fantastic pass.
By the way, after the game, I gave him your address.
No, I hope
not. If there's any other complaints, you're done.
Evans won't go. Mayers almost comes up with a rebound, but no. Eagles lead 14-12. 1:12 to play in the first quarter. Grasty looks down low to Lackman. He looks inside to Hughes. That was a forced pass. Oh, nice pass to Thompson. Won't go. Cool with the rebound. No foul. Thompson again, and the Eagles get the basket. Well, Norristown can beat any team if they get 2, 3, 4 opportunities. Ghost simply not boxing out. Cole's shot won't go. Thompson with another rebound. Alan, this year the Eagle philosophy is you can score 60 points on us because we're going to score 90 on you. That time shot won't go for Norristown, and with 18 seconds to play in the quarter, the Eagles are up by 4. Hughes with 12 seconds, shot won't go. Thompson with the rebound. He whips it up court to Flowers. It's going to be Norristown ball with 6 seconds to play, out of bounds against the Ghosts. Eagles will look for a quick basket. Thompson will take it from the baseline. Nope, forced angle shot, no time left. 2-1. Shot by Grasty won't go at the buzzer. Grasty looking for some kind of a foul against Howard Flowers, but nothing called. So after one, the host Eagles with a 4-point advantage.
Jeff, I'll tell you that the Eagles really took control of this game when they started getting their running game going. And I'm surprised Abington let Norristown run by getting into that type of offense. I mean, they were willing to push the ball up and down the court, and that's usually not the Abington style. They're more of a patient, half-court offense type team.
This has been a very transition-oriented game. It has been end-to-end repeatedly. You mentioned the steals. Grasty's come up with several already in this first quarter. Howard Flowers is the steal artist for Norristown. He usually winds up picking the most pockets. We've seen a lot of turnovers. It hasn't been the cleanest first quarter, but it also was fast-paced. So I mean, you have to attribute some of it to that.
How many quarters have you gone through this season, though, without seeing Kenny Gould getting a field goal? 4 points all at the free throw line. That's
true, and I give you one reason for that, and that's number 13, Jeff Carlitz. He has been on top of Cool all night.
And speaking of Kenny Cool, inbounding the ball right in front of us. Flowers, Cool, Thompson, Mayers, and Evans out there for Norristown. Evans with the ball, or correction, make that Jeff Thompson going in there for the bucket. That gives him 8 now on the evening. Top scorer in this ball game, 18-12, the Eagles on top.
And don't underestimate the scoring potential of Jeff Thompson, 5th leading scorer in the area this year.
Another bad pass that time by Abington. Ghost uncharacteristically throwing the ball away.
Howard Flowers cans the pull-up jumper. I tell you, that time he was looking for a pass.
And immediately
found no one and hit the jumper himself.
And 40 seconds and 2 quick baskets into this second quarter. Jim Wilkinson getting up and calling a timeout. 20-12, Norristown on top. And the Eagles have such an explosive offense, you can ill afford to let them start getting on this type of tear because they'll put the ball game away early, as you said. Norristown this season averaging close to 80 points a game. Number of times they've been in the 90s.
Yeah, the Eagles
times flirting with that century mark.
Well, they hit it at least once that I know of because I was here. I'm not sure if they got it another time or not. They had 99 3 times this year. 3 times scored 99 points. So this is a team that can put out the offense, no question about it.